In this video, I will show you how to use the Jetlag Eliminator clock, which you can download from the blog link below. This technique uses the horary cycle. Horary? Horary. Basically, it means you'll be tapping the different meridian points on your body to adjust to different time zones. All you will need is your Jetlag Eliminator clock, which you can print out or download onto your phone or tablet, 2 fingers for the tapping, and or a pen. Stay tuned to learn how this can be useful. Let's pretend I'm going to fly from Perth to London today. So I start planning to adjust my body clock before I go to the airport, any time between 2 to 12 hours before my flight departure. It will depend on how organised I am with my packing and stuff. First step, get the destination time. Now, ignore any transfer cities that you may be going through where you had to change planes or have a layover. It is the final destination that we're concerned with. As my flight goes from Perth, Dubai to London, I'm just going to be looking at the London time. Do not worry about Dubai. So, currently it's 10 a.m. in Perth. That means it's 2 a.m. in London. Quick way to find that out is Google time in London now. Second step, get your Jetlag Eliminator clock out, whether it's printed or on your phone or tablet, and locate 2 a.m. So in my case, that'll be in the block that says between 1 and 3 a.m. Step 3, start tapping. This is where we start training the body to the 2 a.m. mode. So we start tapping from the meridian point that we selected on the 1 to 3 a.m. slot. Go and tap each point going around the clock in a clockwise fashion until we end up back to the 2 a.m. slot. I like to use 2 fingers when I'm tapping a point to avoid completely missing the meridian point because it can be so fine. If you want to use 1 finger, you can. Also, it's recommended to tap 25 times each side of the body. For demo purposes and to keep the video short, I will be doing 10, but remember, in real life, you do 25 taps. Let's begin. I'll be starting on the 1 to 3 a.m. slot, which is the big toe, tapping the base of the nail bed on the inside. Next is the inner wrist, slightly above the wrist crease. Next is the inside finger, base of the nail on the thumb side. Next is below the knee, just outside the shin bone. Next, the inner side of the foot, above the joint that connects the big toe to the foot. Now, just to give you that tip about using the pen, perhaps you're wearing shoes on the plane or at the airport and you don't want to take off your shoes. I will use a pen, and on the outside of the shoe I will tap the point. It may not get to the point exactly, but at least the vibration gets through. Next, the palm of your hand, where your little finger sits when you make a fist. Next, the wrist on the outer side this time, where it actually creases. Next, the outer side of the foot, above the joint that connects the little toe to the rest of the foot. Again, if you're wearing shoes, you can use a pen for the vibration to go through. Next, The inner back of the leg, it's above your knee, right on the crease. Next, centre of the palm again, but this time where your middle finger sits when you make a fist. Next, your forearm, do 3 finger widths from the crease, and that'll be your point. Next, we've got the top of the foot where the bones meet between the 4th and the 5th toe. Again, if you're wearing shoes, I would just tap on top of the shoe in the vicinity of that area. And lastly, we get back to the 1 to 3 a.m. time slot, which is the big toe. So we do that again to complete the whole cycle. Now you've completed your first cycle. I do it one more time when I'm at the airport or sitting on the plane. I don't worry about the strange looks I get. I even share my idea with people. I guess you could always hide in the toilets if you're self-conscious. And here's a tip to further trick my body that it's 2 a.m. and that it should be sleeping. I will go and lay down in a dark room right now and have a little snooze if I can. Of course, this will only work if you're already packed and organised and don't have to do any running around. Another tip, if I find I cannot sleep on the plane, even though my destination time I should be sleeping, I'll give my body a quick boost. I'll do the tap for that particular hour only. For example, I'm sitting on the plane and it's midnight in London. I'll find 12 a.m. on the clock and tap for that only 25 times each side. And lastly, step 4, a final tap at the destination. I go through the whole cycle again when I arrive just to cement everything in. For example, if I arrive London at 6:30 a.m, I find that on the clock, I tap all the way around till I get back to the 6 a.m, and that's it. I usually find that I'm awake for the whole day and I go to sleep easily that night. I've tried this technique on many flights in the last 5 years and it has worked every single time. I even use it when I do shift work, when I need to stay awake all night to work. So why not give it a go on your next travels? If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. And remember, if you like this video or to keep in the loop, just tap on the subscribe button below. Happy travelling.